Guess who's back? Back again. Drew is back. Tell your friends. Oh yes, it has been a minute since I have been able to post anything. I can only apologise. I have been under a lot of work recently. Who knew the wedding videos were so hard to make? But there we go, I learned the hard way. In that time, yes, I have seen a couple of films and I didn't get around to making videos for them, so I can only apologise for that. One of which was Incredibles 2, and if you want a quick review of Incredibles 2, it's good. Good, solid Pixar film. Go see it. But while all of that was going on, we had San Diego Comic-Con 2018, and oh boy, were there a couple of things to talk about this year. So, with that in mind, it's time for another installment of Drew's News! Let's get into it! So while San Diego Comic-Con is a hub of pop culture and geek fandom, with all sorts of production companies making huge announcements in Hall H panels and every other panel that you can possibly think of, certain companies were notably absent this year, two in particular being Lucasfilm with Star Wars and Marvel, both owned by Disney, which makes me a little bit suspect that there might be big announcements coming from both of those later on this year, possibly at a D23 con. But all that meant for Warner Brothers and their DC properties was that they were to take center stage, and they came out with some huge announcements this year. One of which is their DC Universe streaming service. And what it will provide fans with is access to original content coming from Warner Brothers and the DC Universe. One show that they teased was their new Titans series, with a teaser sizzle reel for that. Now, for any fans of the original Teen Titans series that was on Cartoon Network, or indeed the new Teen Titans Go series, which is, in my opinion, equally as good, this is definitely a much darker outing. These are new iterations of the Teen Titans characters that we do already know, and one strong example of its darker tone is the fact that Robin has gone from saying "Holy meatballs, Batman" to Batman. So there's definitely a little bit of a change in tone there. They are definitely going for a little bit more of a mature audience, but I can say that I'm pretty excited to see what they come out with and see how the series develops. Now, along with the series, they will also be bringing a Doom Patrol series, which I am particularly interested in seeing. However, they had no sizzle reel for Doom Patrol, so as yet details are very slim on that, so watch this space for more information on that. Now, at the moment, this DCEU streaming service will only be available in America. So UK viewers like you and me, we are going to have to wait to see how these series come into play for us. And just keep our fingers crossed that something will turn up. And as if that wasn't enough for DC fans, Warner Brothers and DC also dropped not only an Aquaman trailer, but a Shazam trailer as well. Two films with very different types of tones to them. The Aquaman trailer showed a lot of action, showed a lot of the characters that we're going to be seeing, and Black Manta looks like he is lifted straight out of the Injustice 2 game, which is a great thing to see. It looks like they are going very full on with the looks of their characters and villains. However, the tone of the trailer, for me, very much rang true of stuff we have already seen before from DC, so hopefully this will be a little bit of a better affair. Now, Shazam, on the other hand, was something of a completely different tone entirely. So the Shazam trailer basically gives us a rundown of the origins of Shazam and how Billy Batson comes to own the powers of Shazam and how he's basically a 10-year-old with Zachary Levi's body, which in the context of this film is really not as weird as it sounds. But the good thing is, it definitely seems like it's a little bit of a change of pace for the DC Universe movies. This one having a lot more comedy and a lot more of a lighter tone to it. It is a child in an adult's body discovering superpowers. It's basically like the superhero version of Big. And as such, that gives us a taste of what might be coming out of DC and Warner Brothers in the near future with more things like this. This could be the turning point for some of the DC Universe movies, and we could be seeing a complete turnaround and change of tone. Now, aside from all of the DC news that has come out, there were some other big announcements of Comic-Con 2018, one of which is the new trailer for the second Godzilla movie, King of the Monsters. And that stars Stranger Things fan favourite, Millie Bobby Brown. Now, the trailer for the second Godzilla film doesn't give too much away, other than the fact that it has Godzilla in it, and a bunch of other monsters in it, and Millie Bobby Brown. So, as far as details go, they're a little bit sparse, but what you can expect is some more cool shots of Godzilla basically fighting other giant monsters. But I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of that soon. Now, not to be left totally in the lurch, Star Wars did have one small announcement for the fans at San Diego Comic-Con 2018, and that is the return of the Clone Wars animated series. The original animated series of Star Wars The Clone Wars left on a note that left the series somewhat unfinished for the fans. There was definitely more stories to be told from this series, and the fact that it ended so quickly left fans quite disappointed. But with the success of Star Wars Rebels, and with Disney having their own streaming service next year coming out with some original content and series as well, they felt it was an apt time to announce the return of the Clone Wars, finishing out the series that they left behind some years ago. Needless to say, certain Star Wars fans, such as myself, are eager to see what this new series of Clone Wars has to offer and how this will tie into the new canon. However, details as to how we are going to be able to see this and whether it is exclusive to Disney's streaming service, as the Titans and other series are to the DC streaming service, has yet to be seen. So again, fingers crossed, people in the UK will be able to watch it somehow. And that about wraps it up for news coming out of San Diego Comic-Con 2018. Now, as I said before, Marvel and Star Wars were both very quiet this year, so I'm expecting to hear some more details from them coming out some point later in the year, and when they do, I will have another installment of Drew's News for you. But until that point, what was your favourite news to come out of San Diego Comic-Con 2018? What was your favourite trailer or teaser for things that you have seen? And what are you hoping to hear more of in the coming months of this year? All comments are welcome in the comments section below. Let's talk nerdy. As always, if you've liked what you've seen here and you want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click here for some funky fresh videos from yours truly. And until that point, wash your damn mouth out, Robin. Seriously, Batman taught you better.